This is how these women are thinking. They're saying, I can pay my own bills. If we go in this house and I'm paying half the bills, you're not gonna tell me that I have to do everything that you tell me to do. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
The reason why I'm bringing it up is because that's what women think. That's the only reason why.
And he's speaking. And we agree.
I guess I'm just a unicorn because I don't really think like that.
That's why I asked, because the way you worded it was sounding like you was agreeing with it, and I was in complete disagreement with it. And I say any woman with that mindset is not a wife, so you shouldn't even deal with that type of woman anyway, because you contributing to the bills has no pull on a man's leadership. I know plenty of dudes that's making six figures. Their wife make more money than them, but guess what? When she come through the door, that employee that she is at work, that shit ends at the door. You his wife now, so now you fall back into that wifely role naturally. Even though you make more money, even though you even may be contributing more than him, you chose him as your leader.
I think the reason why it's unsuccessful is not because people are actually going into it with the mindset of, hey, look, we're willing to do this as partners. I think the reason why it's unsuccessful because you have men and women. You have women who want to be equals in a relationship, but then they don't want to be equals. And then you have men that want to be leaders, but they don't have the ability to just completely lead. You know what I mean? So you have two groups of people that are fully capable of doing the thing that they want to be done, so it doesn't work. But if you had two people that come together and they both understand, hey, look, this is what it is. We both got to do this, and it is what it is, and this is how we're going to get down the road. I think those relationships tend to be successful. But what happens is people go into a relationship with a certain level of expectations, and their lives don't actually subscribe to that expectation. You can't be a leader in your household, a full-blown leader in your household, and expect absolute submission where you control everything across the board, and she actually has to contribute half of the household. And a woman can expect to go out there and work and make half the money, but then say, hey, look, I want you to pay for all the bills and I want you to completely lead me, but I also don't want you to lead me. You get what I'm saying? That's why I think it doesn't work. It's because I think people have an unrealistic expectation on what relationships are. And when they go into them, they're technically equal, but they're saying themselves as something more than what their relationship actually is supposed to be.
But
I think even if you have the expectations, I think people do. I think you're right with the expectations, but people are not necessarily being real about what's going on in their mind. I don't think a lot of people say what they're really thinking. They're saying what's going to make you comfortable. They're going to say something that's not going to agitate you. They're saying something. They're not really going to say anything that challenges you because they don't want to cause any friction in the relationship. So now you go from 1 year to 5 years, still having these expectations, but you're not really being honest and real with the person that you're with. I think a lot of people are together because they had this expectation, and then they get in years and it's like, oh, well, it's not what I expected to be. And it's like, no, is it what you talked about it being? Is it what you guys, conversed about? Because you can't continue to assume that someone feels a certain way, thinks a certain way, if you haven't voiced that to them. And I think a lot of people are just scared to rock the boat a little bit. And that's why with this, man, your wife is your divine project. Honestly, it says divine project, meaning you got to tap into God for that. You can't do this in your own strength. You can't. And a woman shouldn't even want to be with a man who's not tapped into God, because you're not even a divine project at that point. You're just a project. You're just a project at that point.
Right. Great point.
That was so real.
Let me get viral in there. Go ahead.
No, I got
so everybody in here religious.
He keeps equating women paying bills with leadership, and I'm kind of confused where you going with that.
The reason why,
why do you keep saying, if we pay,
they don't know nothing else, bro. They don't know nothing else.
The reason why I said that is because the reason why I said that is because that's how women think. I'm not confusing anything. A woman thinks that by her paying bills and everything else, she's not gonna. If a woman pays bills, she's not gonna let you lead her. She's just not. That's how they think. So that's all I'm saying. It's gonna be hard pressed to get a woman to do that if she's doing that. I'm not sitting here making no reason or making no statement on my own. I'm just saying this is how these women are thinking. They're saying, I can pay my own bills. If we go in this house and I'm paying half the bills, you're not gonna tell me that I have to do everything that you tell me to do. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
The reason why I'm bringing it up is because that's what women think. That's the only reason why.
And he's speaking. And we
I guess
agree.
I'm just a unicorn because I don't really think like that.
That's why I asked, because the way you worded it was sounding like you was agreeing with it, and I was in complete disagreement with it. And I say any woman with that mindset is not a wife, so you shouldn't even deal with that type of woman anyway, because you contributing to the bills has no pull on a man's leadership. I know plenty of dudes that's making 6 figures. Their wife make more money than them, but guess what? When she come through the door, that employee that she is at work, that shit ends at the door. You his wife now, so now you fall back into that wifely role naturally. Even though you make more money, even though you even may be contributing more than him, you chose him as your leader. If you did not want a man,
you chose him as your man, not all that extra stuff.
Bitches are choosing dudes that they are feeling better than, and then they're mad, like, oh, I'm not gonna submit to you. Well, why the fuck did you pick him? Because you couldn't get the dude that you would submit to, so you settle for this. So now you're gonna be rebellious.
That's not true. Women pick the man. That's why you exist.
That's why y'all are pookie pickers, because y'all pick
nobody
loser
no
men
get no pookie
to make y'all feel good about y'all.
We get men like you and control them.
Weird leaders. Y'all aren't leaders. Y'all pick loser men in order to feel like you can actually lead somebody. That's
it's more so the quality of what's going on out there. It's not the pookies. Is this what we have to choose from?
Nobody deal with Pookie and Ray Ray.
I think
we don't like drug dealers and scum.
If you are a quality
woman, Pookies, I bet they are. Baby daddies, Pookies.
If you are a quality woman, you would attract quality men. So when I hear women say,
exactly, that's what I get.
I know you're a bullshit bitch, because a woman that's really vibrating on that type of frequency is only gonna attract those type of men. The Pookies and the Rays, whatever the fuck you want to call them, you wouldn't even be dealing with, because you ain't even on that vibration. You're not even on that level to even deal with them. You got to step down to deal with them. So if you saying, well, this is all I'm surrounded by, that's what you are. You just overinflating your own fucking what you think you are. You're not what you think you are. If this is what you're attracting.
Yeah, you're
overinflated sense of ego.
Exactly, overinflated sense of ego.
I got a question for you, Valerie. I got a question for you. So when you said when she comes home and she takes off that uniform for the job, and you said that now you're the leader, what does that entail? What does that mean? What exactly is she?
She's submitting fully.
So what does that mean?
Just because, like you said, oh well, a woman ain't gonna. Because I'm using your example. You like she's not gonna want to do what you tell her to do, but you didn't specify what telling her to do was. But just using your example. If he say go left, she going left. She ain't saying, wait a minute, nigga, I ain't going left because I paid 50-50. No, she gonna trust his leadership. Say, hey, he said go left. This is who I chose to lead me. I trust his leadership. We going left. No questions asked. She's not challenging his masculinity. She isn't challenging what he says goes. Okay, just put it like this.
So what is going? So give me an example of go left. Just give me a good example.
I'm gonna give you right now. Say it's Friday night. She want to go out with the girls. He say no. Now the average chick is gonna say, I pay half in this motherfucker. I'm going anyway, and she gonna go anyway. Fuck your leadership.
Hold on. I ain't talking about that. Let's get above that, because let's get above that. Give me a better example than that, because we all know that's a goddamn can of worms. We do not want to go down right now.
I mean, it ain't a can of worms. If you the man of the house,
no, I get that. What I'm saying is, like, that's an easy one for you to be like,
your woman wants to buy a new car, and you say no, and she goes out and buy a car, as an example. Yeah,
she wants to buy this new bag, right? She makes more money than you. She wants to go buy this new bag. You say, hey, I'm looking at the budget. You know, we supposed to be saving up to make this investment. Nah, you ain't buying that bag. Even though it's her money and she making more money, if she still go buys that bag and says, fuck what you said, guess what? You're not the leader in that house, because a woman that respects you as a leader is going to say, okay, we sticking to the plan. I'll get the bag later.
Okay, let me stick to this investment. All right. Who came up with the budget?
I mean, a man. Well, y'all should come up with it together, but ultimately, the ultimate decision should be a man.
Okay. Hold on. All right. So, all right. Hold on. Wait. All right. So we here.
No, I'm gonna get to it. Listen, when we say leader, we don't mean that you don't have a voice. You absolutely have a voice. You absolutely have an opinion, but understand that the final call is gonna be on me. Even if your idea is better, the only way we're going with your idea is if I analyze it and I look at the route that we want to take, and I decide, you know what, that is a better route. So we're going to take that route. But ultimately, I made the decision still. even though you threw the idea out there. I'm not just blindly following you. You're gonna follow me and what I say.